Test 1 2, test 1 2. Does it work? Is it working? Is it working? Hello. Hello, hello. Is it good? Is it good? Hello, Carl. Hello. Hello, I'm talking. I'm talking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No, good, good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you? Okay. Thank you. That's my speech.
whose chair is yours, Shannon?
You're either there, Matt, or there. Oh, you know what? Go there, because I think you might have checked on that one. No, go to that one, because there's Member will show you there. I think they just added sanitizer for you.
Oh, nice. My wife left me an incredible amount of sanitizer, gloves.
Well, you look good. It's funny, like, you smell for the first time.
It is, yeah.
And not just from the waist up, you know, not just from the undress. Did I put Mr. Rakowski in the right seat? Yeah, because you have your envelope and there's sanitizer. Well, when I saw the sanitizer, that threw me off. When I started to do full
I think I'll do that, yeah.
Good evening. Would everyone please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem? The national anthem is provided by the Lackawanna Trail Concert Band under the direction of Mr. Kevin Dykeman and will be immediately followed by the Lackawanna Trail High School alma mater, performed by the Madrigal Choir under the direction of Ms. Jillian Royak. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you to our concert band and to our choir, and good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Murphy, principal at Lackawanna Trail Junior Senior High School, and on behalf of the Lackawanna Trail School Board of Directors, the administration, faculty, and staff, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you and tonight's honored guests, the class of 2020, to the 64th commencement ceremony at Lackawanna Trail High School. It goes without saying that this commencement ceremony will be forever remembered for many reasons, not the least of which may be that this ceremony seemed nearly impossible just 1 month ago. And yet here we are, at Lions Pride Stadium and streaming from home, basking in the good weather and good fortune to make all of this possible. Tonight we gather to see the class of 2020 assembled as one last time. And graduates, I cannot tell you how grateful we are to be able to be here with you and to celebrate in person. This is where these students have made so many fond memories over the years. From being a part of the marching band and the cheerleading teams to the track and field events. Our cross-country team's home course ends right here after a grueling stretch through those woods and up a hill, and of course, this is where our football Lions have produced back-to-back district championships and deep runs into the state playoffs that have dazzled fans and become part of the community's lore, the small but mighty Lions from Lackawanna Trail. Right there is where Tori James helped rebuild our women's track and field program by claiming school records in the 800, the 1600, and the 3200-meter events. Over your shoulders is where Tyler Wasidlo, Nico Barrios, and Richard Helbing made a pact to lead a basketball team that would refuse to be taken for granted anymore. Where Monica Stanzi and Alexia Deutsch inspired a new generation of trail women basketball players. Where Caitlin Walton poured her heart and soul into every volleyball she dug from the gym floor and every serve that sailed from the baseline. On that field is where Mark Dunkel learned to throw a shot put for the first time, and he'd end up a district medalist. Where Josh Brown unleashed a fury on opposing quarterbacks that made most of us realized he had something inside of him that we didn't know he possessed. A talent which earned him the nickname the Blonde Assassin. Where Jeffrey Resto Medina left a burnt patch up the sideline that even Saquon Barkley would be envious over. And where Mackenzie Edwards, Bria Sanko, Caitlin Davis, Taylor Kilmer, Mackenzie Doolittle, and Emily Dalton worked our crowd into a frenzy in the waning moments of rivalry games that will be forever remembered by parents and fans as some of the greatest in our school's history. Those classrooms behind you are where these graduates dreamed that one day, on a sunny, sweltering June night, they would sit in a cap and gown on the cusp of their next journey, celebrating their time at Lackawanna Trail together as one class, knowing that that scoreboard would be lit one more time in their honor, 2020, with 0 time remaining. And here you are, seniors. It may not be what you've imagined all those years, but in many ways it may be even more special for you. Because despite the obstacles, tonight we're going to recognize your accomplishments and conclude your study at Lackawanna Trail with the awarding of diplomas. And before we do that, let's talk about where you are headed. Of the 84 graduates who have earned diplomas this year, 54 of them plan to attend 2- or 4-year college or university. They're headed to Temple, Marywood University, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, Johnson College, Mansfield, the University of Maryland, Misericordia, Monmouth, Montana State University, Shippensburg, Anderson, Roanoke College, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Bloomsburg, Mount St. Mary's, DeSalle, East Stroudsburg, Westchester, Kutztown, Bucknell, the University of Tampa, Harrisburg Community College, the University of Scranton, the University of Delaware, Lackawanna College, the University of Pittsburgh, Villanova, Wilkes, Keystone, and the Pennsylvania State University. 22 students will enter the workforce next year in a range of trades and businesses, many of whom work straight through this pandemic and have already accepted full-time positions beginning this summer. 4 will continue their training at career and technical centers, and 5 of our graduates have enlisted in the Army Reserve, the ROTC, and the Navy. Thank you. 63 graduating classes have now come and gone through the halls at Lackawanna Trail High since the school opened in 1956. Tonight, we are proud to post the names of the class of 2020 to the list of distinguished alumni, a class that won't soon be forgotten. They're a class who are not afraid to speak their mind. They're leaders. They are artists, athletes, and academics. They personify Lion Pride and have reignited our community's spirit. They're gritty, not afraid to get their hands dirty, not afraid to pick up a wrench, not afraid to take charge late in the game with the winning shot on the line. They'll swing for the fence, and they'll call their shot before they step up to the plate, just to make the stakes more interesting. And that's what brings you here tonight, class of 2020. Your story began long before your senior year, and your legacy was cemented at Lackawanna Trail long before March 13th. Whatever road you travel from here, I hope you visit your alma mater often, and you recall your days here with every ounce of Lion pride that you have shown us these past 6 years. I hope that you always bleed red and black and turn out to support the next group of dreamers from this school that face an impossible task. And I hope you tell them about the mountains that you've scaled together as Lions. I hope you keep in touch with your fellow classmates and remain closely connected with the communities of Dalton, Fleetville, Nicholson, Factoryville, and North Abington, the towns that made you who you are, and the towns that will never forget you. To the guests of our graduates and those of you watching at home, on behalf of all of us at Lackawanna Trail, thank you for sharing these students with us over the last 13 years. Thank you for allowing us to share in your joy, and thank you for raising such amazing individuals. And graduates, this is your night. You have earned this opportunity, every moment of it. Thank you for your hard work and determination, your humor, your spirit. Thank you for teaching us along the way, as we have taught you. And on behalf of our entire school community, welcome to your commencement ceremony. Please join me in a round of applause for the class of 2020. Thank you. I'd now like to invite Mrs. Shannon Kuchak, Principal of Student Management, to present the department awards on behalf of our faculty and department chairs. Mrs. Kuchak?
Thank you, Dr. Murphy, and congratulations to the class of 2020. I am Mrs. Kuchak, the K-12 Principal of Student Management. But 8 years ago, when I had the pleasure of meeting our graduates, I was their teacher, and they were nervous fourth graders, excited and nervous to be coming upstairs in our elementary center. It feels like yesterday to me. Parents, I'm sure you feel the same. Though it wasn't for long, I truly enjoyed having the opportunity to see you as high schoolers growing into such incredible young men and women. I can remember many of your passions and interests from those days, and it has been a delight to see these passions and interests change over time and even grow into career paths for many of you. I think I can speak for all of your elementary school teachers when I say we are so proud of each and every one of you and what you have achieved. We will continue to be part of your village, rooting for you as you go out and see the world. Always remember to follow your instincts and your heart. They will never lead you astray. No matter where the road of life takes you, you will always have a home here at Lackawanna Trail. And now it is my honor to announce the department award winners for this senior class on behalf of our department chairs and our high school faculty. Our first award is the Art Award. The recipient of the Art Award maintained the highest GPA throughout 4 years of being enrolled in art classes at Lackawanna Trail. Her work was regularly displayed in exhibits at Trail and around the community. And this year, her work was chosen as a winning submission by the jurors of the Scranton Times Artist of the Month contest. She will be studying both biology and art at Monmouth University in the fall. The Art Award is presented to Paige Hyde. Congratulations, Paige.
Great job, Paige. Congratulations.
This year's recipient of the Music Award has participated in marching band for 6 years. She was a member of the Magical Choir and concert band for 4 years, while serving as president of the concert band this past school year, and jazz band for 2 years. She has participated in PMEA District Chorus for 3 years, Regional Chorus for 2 years, District Band for 3 years, Region Band for 2 years, District Orchestra for 2 years, and Region Orchestra for 1 year. On behalf of our music directors, Ms. Royak, Mr. Dykman, and Ms. Reinheimer, I am pleased to announce Abigail Dalton as this year's music department winner. Congratulations. The Business Department Award is presented each year to a senior who has excelled in all courses taken within the Business Department. On behalf of Mr. Harder and the Business Department, I am very pleased to present the award this year to Isaac Vierling. Congratulations, Isaac. This year's English Department Award goes to a student who took the most honors and advanced placement English courses during high school and obtained a 98 average in those courses. In addition to excelling in the classroom, he started his first novel this year, and we look forward to reading more from him in the future. The 2020 English Department Award goes to Liam Trunk. Way to go, Liam. The French Award goes to the senior with the highest average in French throughout their high school career. This year's French Award goes to Virginia Van Fleet. The Spanish Award is presented each year to the student who has maintained the highest grade point average throughout 4 years of his or her study of Spanish. On behalf of Senora Gibson, I am pleased to present this year's award to Monica Stanzi. Our next award is the Math Department Award. It is given to the senior with the highest average in AP Calculus. I am proud to announce this year's award winner on behalf of Mr. Beckish and our Math Department. This year's recipient of the Math Department Award is Mark Dunkel. And Mark, you could stay right there, because the Science Department Award goes to a student that earned the highest average while taking the most science courses in high school. This year's recipient took 8 science courses in 4 years with an average of 96% in those courses. This year's Science Award goes to Mark Dunkel. Congratulations. Each year, the Social Studies Award is presented to a student who accepts the challenges and the rigor that is presented in the offerings of our honors and advanced placement courses. This year's recipient excelled in our Social Studies curricula, earning a 98% average in the 6 honors and AP courses in which she was enrolled. It is my great pleasure to present the Social Studies Award to Monica Stanzi. Our last award is the Technology Education Award, which goes to a student who has exceeded all expectations in the woodshop and in the classroom. This particular student would step in to help other students with computer assignments as well as wood projects. In the woodshop, he has used his skills to make everything from a futon to a king-size bed. Congratulations and good luck at Montana State University. Go Cats. This year's Technology Education Award goes to Luke Baldwin. Thank you, and congratulations to all of our Department Award winners. We will now hear from our top 3 academic performers from the class of 2020, beginning with the commended student for the senior class. He is ranked 3rd in the class with a cumulative GPA of 104.4350. He is the son of Scott and Brenda Tobin and is a resident of Nicholson. He will be attending Villanova University in the fall for chemical engineering. Our 2020 commended student is Mr. Connor Tobin. Congratulations, Connor. Please come forward to accept your medal and share your reflections on graduation.
Congratulations, Connor. Thank you. Way to go. I'm going to leave this right here. You pick it up on your way back, okay?
Thank you, Mrs. Thank you, Mrs. Kuchak, for the introduction. Am I a bit too close? To get started, I would like to thank all the formal stuff out of the way first. I would like to thank the faculty and staff of the Lackawanna Trails School District for caring for and for teaching the class of 2020 throughout our 13 years or so of years of schooling. It's weird hearing yourself twice. I would also like to thank them for helping us have a graduation ceremony, even during this crazy time that is the quarantine. Next, I would like to thank the friends and family members of the class of 2020 for supporting us throughout our education, extracurriculars, and for watching over us as we have grown throughout the years. With all of that out of the way, I will start the actual speech with one word: congratulations. We have finally made it through school. Sure, some of us are heading on to school 2.0, college, but we're finally getting out into the world. And to those of you who are entering the military or the workforce, you are the smart ones, managing to escape from another 4 years of potential torment. Nonetheless, this is a day of celebration for us, even though many of us may not be aware of it. We have graduated and can now show off our 13 years of effort to those around us by finding the value of X in an equation. I'm assuming that. Thus, the word congratulations is perfect to simply sum up 13 years worth of effort. Hopefully, now my fellow members of the class of 2020 are feeling a sense of accomplishment, even through all my stuttering. Because it is time to get a little depressed. A little bit more serious, even with my stuttering, like I said. You know how those two things go together. Most of us are at least 18 years old, or soon to be 18, and some will soon be turning 19. We are no longer children or teenagers, we are adults. Although we may have gained some experience in adulting throughout the years, now is the real deal. No longer will we be working casual part-time jobs on the side of school, or really enjoying a summer vacation as we once had. Those in the military or entering the workforce will be working year-round and presumably full-time, while those of us entering college will be more responsible than ever for our grades, passing classes, which goes along with grades, getting up on time, and all that other stuff we will naturally experience. In just a couple of months, colleges will be starting up. And by then, all of us will have moved on from our relatively carefree high school days, and we'll have to take responsibility for ourselves. And I can't even say good luck, as that isn't good enough. Instead, each of us must take charge and learn to care for ourselves. Finally, I would like to end my speech on a happy note so I don't get mobbed later on. With all of the responsibilities that we will now face, we also get the freedoms that come with them. College students get to choose their own major. Those entering the military will get to see more of the world, and be paid for it. And those entering the workforce get to earn money and may even eventually have their own apartment or house, whatever. Their house, their rules, and all that. Not to mention the new people you will meet after graduation. And don't forget, school used to take up 7 or so hours of your days, 5 days a week. That's 35 hours of free time that are now yours to use as you wish, aka working. And now, just let me get inspiring real quick. Wherever you are in the future, just remember, with every bad moment in your life, chances are there are dozens of good moments passing by that you aren't noticing. And now, before my allotted time is gone, I'd like to issue a kind reminder to not attack the current speaker after the ceremony has finished for whatever reason, aka me getting a little bit depressing. That's all.
Thank you, Connor. The salutatorian of the class of 2020 is Miss Monica Stanzi. She is ranked second in the class with a cumulative GPA of 104.6621. She is the daughter of Mike and Stacy Stanzi, who reside in Dalton. Monica will be attending Anderson University for elementary education next fall. Well done, Monica. Please come forward and accept your award and share your thoughts on graduation.
Hello and good evening to those of you here at Lion Pride Stadium and those of you watching at home. I know that second is technically the first loser, but I'm honored and humbled to be the class of 2020's salutatorian. Before I give you my inspirational, one-of-a-kind speech, I have some people to thank because I did not make it to this point alone. Me becoming salutatorian was a team effort, and these people deserve my thanks and my gratitude. First and foremost, I want to thank God. He is my strength and my hope, and all my accomplishments were only made possible through him. All glory and praise that I may receive today, I give back to him. God has been with me every step of the way. He is here with me now, and I know that wherever I may go in my future, he will be with me there too. Next, I say thank you to my parents. Mom and Dad, thank you for instilling a hardworking attitude in me. Thank you for showing me compassion and unending love. Thank you for your constant support and guidance. You guys were there in the hardest times of my life, giving me a shoulder to lean on, and there in the best times of my life, laughing and enjoying the moment with me. Most importantly, though, you guys have taught me that living life solely for God's glory is the best life to live. I love you both very much. To my teachers, thank you for giving me an education and preparing me for the next chapter of my life. Thank you for your inspiration and the love of learning you instilled in so many of us. Not being able to have these last few months with you has been incredibly difficult. Your impact on my life and the lives of the class of 2020 is immense, and I hope each and every one of you know that you are valued, you are appreciated, and we are so thankful for the part you played in our lives over our years at Lackawanna Trail. To my siblings, Cody, Michaela, and Caleb, thank you for dealing with my stressed out days, which I know were frequent, and for being my best friends. Thank you to my grandparents for being my biggest fans and always showing me your love and support. Thank you to the janitorial staff, the cafeteria staff, the guidance office crew, and the office secretaries. You guys are some of the kindest and funniest people I have ever met. You take time to get to know each and every student and encourage us when you pass us in the hallways. I assure you, your work does not go unnoticed. You are appreciated, and I thank you for the work you did during my time at Trail. To the administration and school board, especially Dr. Murphy and Mrs. Kuchak, thank you for making all this possible. Thank you for recognizing our accomplishments and making sure the end of the school year was still memorable, even though we weren't in the building. Thank you to the Lackawanna Trail community for always showing up to sporting events, concerts, theater performances, and cheering us on. We always felt your love and support. The class night parade was an incredible experience. I got so emotional seeing the streets lined with so many people who took the time out of their day to come and recognize our class. Thank you for walking with us and cheering us on through our journey. And lastly, thank you to the class of 2020. Each of you has impacted my life in one way or another. You guys have shaped me into who I am today. You have shown me compassion, acceptance, support, and friendship. You have made me laugh, you have made me cry, and you have made me cry because I'm laughing so hard. Graduating here today with all of you present means the world. We started this journey 13 years ago. Some of you joined us along the way, but we all ended up here at Lion Pride Stadium together again. Each one of you make up the class of 2020, and without everyone, it would not be the same. So thank you for being you and making these last 13 years of my life unforgettable. Ever since I got my report card in 9th grade and found out that I was second in our class, it was my goal to retain that standing and finish as the class of 2020's Salutatorian. Why not valedictorian, you ask? Well, if you're aware of Alex Jones's motivational drive and big brain, you would understand. When I received the news that I had accomplished my goal, I immediately went and told my mom, and she asked me how I was feeling and if I wanted to cry. I was doing a good job of holding my emotions together, but of course, at that moment, the tears started to roll down my cheeks. But the main feeling that overcame me was relief. For those of you who don't know me, I am a stressor, and these past 4 years were filled with stress. I worked hard to get to where I am today, and I am incredibly proud of what I've been able to accomplish. However, there is a slight feeling of regret. In one of the AP English projects that we had to do this year, Mrs. Hopkins asked us, "What is your legacy? What impact have you left on Lackawanna Trail? What will you be remembered for?" That question wasn't hard for me to answer, but it made me compare what my legacy was to what I wish it was. My legacy is my hard work, but I wish I could say my legacy was the strong relationships I had with numerous classmates, or the smile that I always had on my face, or my approachable and relaxed vibe. For most of my high school career, though, I was stressed out because of an AP test I had later that day, or the fundraising I had to plan for our class, or the volleyball game that was away at Susquehanna that would last all night and take up all my energy. That's what I'll be remembered for. Seniors, before you go off into the next chapter of your life, I urge you to ask yourself, what do I want my legacy to be? The other day I went out shopping with my sister at Joann's Fabric, and I bought a sign to paint. Now the main reason I bought this sign was because it was on sale for $3, and I was incredibly bored sitting at my house all day, every day. So I took it home and I painted it, and I'm not an artist, but it actually turned out pretty good. As I was writing the speech in my room, I looked at the beautifully sainted sign, and I really read it. It says 2 simple words, enjoy today. I want that to be my legacy. As I head to South Carolina in the fall, I want to be the person that works hard but enjoys every moment of every day I'm given. Every day is a gift. So make a note to yourself to enjoy today, and then read that same note tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. Always enjoy the life you get and the people you get to spend it with. Class of 2020, I salute you for the hard work you've done over the years. I salute you for the legacies you've left, and I'm excited to see the new legacies you leave as you make your new path. In closing, I have 3 pieces of advice to share with the class of 2020 and the audience. Be kind, take the road less traveled, and enjoy today. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2020. He is ranked first in the class with a cumulative GPA of 105.5267. He is the son of Ronald and Ann Jones, who reside in Covington Township. He will be attending the Pennsylvania State University next fall to major in chemistry. Lackawanna Trail's 2020 valedictorian is Mr. Alec Jones. Alec, please come forward to accept your award and share with us your thoughts on graduation.
Thank you, Mrs. Kuchak. I'd like to first take a moment to just formally say hello to everyone here. especially my classmates, since I haven't been able to say that to many of you since March. Next, I'd like to thank Dr. Murphy, Mrs. Kuchak, the school board, administrators, and other staff who had a hand in organizing this day, even if it looks nothing like we thought it would back when we started senior year in August. At the risk of sounding ungrateful, I would be lying if I said I was 100% comfortable standing in front of you all right now. Everybody who knows me knows that what I'm doing right now is not something I would ever want to do. 2 weeks ago, Dr. Murphy called to congratulate me on my class rank and to inform me that I would have the privilege to speak at graduation. Instead, what I heard was that my reward for being first in my class was public speaking. You know, because everyone loves public speaking. Cut to me at home, freaking out, trying to think of something meaningful to say to the people I spent the last 13 years of my life with. Then my brother thankfully gave me some great advice. Just fake having corona so I didn't have to come. My first thought was that my brother was a genius, but then seeing the reactions my mom and dad had to the idea of me missing my own graduation made me realize that this speech is about more than just me. This day is not only a celebration of all the work that we as the class of 20 put in here at Lackawanna Trail, but also a chance for those who made our success possible to see us undergo our last milestone before we enter adulthood. So I'd like to say thank you to the teachers, coaches, parents, and loved ones for giving us the support we needed to make it here. On a personal note, I'd like to thank my teachers, Mrs. Hopkins and Mrs. Berry, who are both here, thankfully, today, who noticed I was suffering from the epidemic that affects many of us seniors, perhaps even more than COVID ever could, senioritis. They went above and beyond to not only make sure that my grades were okay, but that I was too. It would be wrong of me to also not thank my classmates for helping me survive school. The number of tests that I passed solely because one of you reminded me of its existence the mod before is too embarrassing to admit. Thank you, Monica. Beyond that, getting to know each of you was what made school more than just a place to learn. So I thank you for that. We got to know each other not only as classmates, but also as teammates, musicians, artists, and friends. In 20 years, I may not remember the chemical equation for photosynthesis, but I will remember huddling for warmth with my teammates at track meets. And Mr. Yutz, if you're listening at home, though I may not remember the side-angle side postulate in 10 years, I will remember being slide tackled by you in a game of soccer with the cross-country team. Even if I won't be able to tell you the Spanish word for backpack in a week, I won't soon forget all the laughs I had in Spanish class. And even if I can't get a note out of my trumpet ever again, the memories I made in Trail's band room will bring a smile to my face long after I last stepped foot in this building. Now, as a person who does not like giving speeches, I'm going to give myself the liberty of keeping the speech short. I know you are all probably just as happy to hear me say that as I am to say it. So unfortunately, that does mean my speech doesn't have the big inspirational message I know you're all waiting for, but I don't feel like everything needs to be a lesson. Feel free to make that the lesson if you need one. So classmates, as we leave Trail, don't forget to remember it's okay to find the fun in the situation and to not take life too seriously, because we've all earned the right to enjoy ourselves. Again, thank you everyone, and best of luck to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Alec. Well done. And congratulations to all of our top 3 academic performers. And thank you all for sharing those memories and words of inspiration with us tonight. The Lackawanna Trail School Board and Superintendent Mr. Matthew Rakauskas have asked that I read the following address on their behalf in order to assist with our health and safety guidelines. Graduates, due to the restrictions placed upon us, we apologize for not being here with you in person. Know that we are very proud of you. We understand and know the past several months have dealt your dreams, hopes, and joys a terrible blow. Nonetheless, you have risen and fought through it with pride and determination, You took a hit, but never let it keep you down. You persevered. Life will bring you many more challenges, and I assure you the lessons and values that you have learned here at Lackawanna Trail will see you through those times. Attack life with the same pride and determination that you have shown here, and nothing will be impossible. Do not look at graduation as the end, but rather the beginning, the start of your journey. Hold on to these memories, but also look forward. We are proud of you, and we wish you luck as you continue to pursue your dreams and aspirations. Sincerely, Mr. David Thorne and the Lackawanna Trail School Board of Directors, and Mr. Matthew Rakauskas, Superintendent of Schools. And on behalf of our graduates, I wish to thank Mr. Thorne and our school board for their support in this ceremony and for allowing our graduates to gather together and celebrate their accomplishments. I also want to say thank you to the entire staff of administrators and support staff who worked tirelessly these last few weeks to make this program possible. The list of individuals is too exhaustive to name, but our secretaries and maintenance crew, our administrative team, and the faculty who made this possible, and you know who you are, I'd like to say thank you publicly for your flexibility, persistence, and professionalism. Would you please join me in a round of applause for those individuals? Thank you. And now, President Thorne, members of the Lackawanna Trail School Board, and guests of the graduates, both here at Lion Pride Stadium and at home, on behalf of our superintendent, Mr. Matthew Rakauskas, I certify that the students who will receive a diploma this evening have met all of the academic criteria established by this Board of Education and the Pennsylvania Department of Education, and have therefore earned a fully accredited Lackawanna Trail diploma. In recognition of this achievement, Mrs. Kuchak and I will now formally introduce the class of 2020 and distribute each of their diplomas on behalf of the Lackawanna Trail School Board. First row? Just the first row there. We'll begin with Jaden Ashley Arnold. Heather Michelle Baker. Luke Warren Baldwin. Nico Valente Barrios, cum laude. Nico is also a member of the National Honor Society. Tynell Dakim Bracero. Joshua William Brown. Willoughby Alexandra Burnell, cum laude. Willow is also a member of the National Honor Society. Timothy Raymond Calden. Richard Edward Cocchini, cum laude. Richard is also a member of the National Honor Society. Abigail Jean Dalton. Emily Grace Dalton. Caitlin Rose Davis. Gerald Robert Decker. Alexia Winters Deutsch, cum laude. Alexia is also a member of the National Honor Society. Mackenzie Allison Doolittle. Damian Richard Drodorowski. Mark Calvin Dunkel, cum laude. Mark is also a member of the National Honor Society. Mackenzie Lee Edwards.
Go Lions!
Leo Miguel Ella. Luke Ronald Falcone, cum laude. Luke is also a member of the National Honor Society. Victoria Joy Fiorini. Josiah J. Frank. Alyssa Rose Friends. Amanda Helen Ganley. Danielyn May Gardowski. Amanda Joy Haft, cum laude. Amanda is also a member of the National Honor Society. Richard David Helbing, Jr. Damian Michael Howard. Madeline Race Hugler. Paige Elizabeth Hyde, cum laude. Paige is also a member of the National Honor Society. Michael Ivan Jacoby II, cum laude. Michael is also a member of the National Honor Society. Isabella Florence Jago, cum laude. Isabella is also a member of the National Honor Society. Victoria Elizabeth James, cum laude. Victoria is also a member of the National Honor Society. Jacob Jarnigan. Brianna Jenkins. Alec Ronald Jones, cum laude. Alec is also a member of the National Honor Society. Taylor Mackenzie Kilmer, cum laude. Taylor is also a member of the National Honor Society. Stephanie Thomas Kohinski. McKenna Mary Lee, cum laude. McKenna is also a member of the National Honor Society. Cheyenne Lewis. Melinda Sue Locke.
Nicholas Lloyd Miscali. Nick cannot be here tonight with us because he has been deployed with the Army Reserve. Thank you for your service, Nick. Jonathan Austin Miller. Seamus Owen Nichols, cum laude. Seamus is also a member of the National Honor Society.
Like to freaking lose it!
Josiah Richard Noakes. Connor Henry Olson. Ethan Paul Palaskis, cum laude. Ethan is also a member of the National Honor Society. Cameron Leah Peoples. Haley Danielle Parati. Nicholas Joseph Pizzanti. Christopher John Purdy. Cullen M. Ratchford. Jeffrey Resto Medina, Jr. Zygmunt Francis Rezakowski. Julie Lynn Richards. Rowan Orlando Rivera. Richard Alexander Rodenbach. Joshua Alex Recidlo. Abriana Tiasenko. Austin Walter Senko. Kyle Walter Senko. Rachel Elizabeth Saxton, cum laude. Rachel is also a member of the National Honor Society. Owen Alexander Sosha. Joshua Michael Semkin, cum laude. Josh is also a member of the National Honor Society. Congratulations. Sarah Shivprasad. Sarah could not be here with us tonight. David John Slagus. Alyssa Francis Slocum. Alana Marie Spencer. Monica Joy Stanzi, cum laude. Monica is also a member of the National Honor Society. Allison Kate Swanchak, cum laude. Allison is also a member of the National Honor Society. Madison Elizabeth Swanchak, cum laude. Madison is also a member of the National Honor Society. Connor Scott Tobin, cum laude. Connor is a member of the National Honor Society. Taylor Marie Townsend. Sean Michael Truesdale. Liam David Trunk, cum laude. David is a member of the National Honor Society. Congratulations. Haley Marie Valvano. Nathan Van Fleet. Virginia Lee Van Fleet, cum laude. Virginia is a member of the National Honor Society. Isaac Avery Veerling, cum laude. Isaac is a member of the National Honor Society. Luke B. Walker. Luke cannot be with us tonight because he is deployed with the Army Reserve. Thank you for your service, Luke. Kyler Keegan Cade Wallace, cum laude. Kyler is a member of the National Honor Society. Caitlin May Walton, cum laude. Caitlin is a member of the National Honor Society. Madison Paige Williams.
Would the class of 2020 please stand? Graduates, please move your tassel from left to right. Guests, it is with great honor and pride that I introduce the newest alumni of Lackawanna Trail, the class of 2020. I'd now like to invite Ms. Monica Stanzi, President of the Class of 2020, to the podium to deliver the class farewell. Graduates, you may be seated.
Once again, hello and good evening to those of you watching in person or are watching at home. I would like to start this speech like I started my last, with my thank yous. Thank you to the administration for putting this ceremony together despite the backlash and difficulties you faced. Thank you to Mrs. Tompkins, our class advisor, for the guidance you gave me over my years of being class president. Thank you to my fellow officers for assisting me in trying to make this a memorable year. Thank you to the families of the graduates for raising an amazing human being that I was lucky enough to have as my classmate. And again, thank you to my classmates for making the class of 2020 a great class to lead and be a part of. In case you didn't know, the class sitting before you is an extraordinary class. Now I know you might be thinking I might be a little bit biased in this situation because I'm a part of the class. However, don't worry, I brought some facts to back me up. 50 of these students made it onto the honor roll this year, and 41 of those 50 achieved high honors. 5 select individuals from this class have been the Wyoming County Envirothon winners for 2 years running. They were on track for 3 years of victory, but unfortunately, this year's competition got canceled. 11 of these students were part of the amazing football team that beat Old Forge not once, but twice, to secure the title of back-to-back district champs. 5 of those players were chosen to represent Trail at the Dream Game, which was also unfortunately canceled. 6 of my classmates have chosen a path of protecting and serving our great nation. We have 2 individuals who were supposed to be juniors this past year, but worked incredibly hard to join our graduating class. We have athletes that have set records. This class holds some of the best musicians and theatrical performers to ever take the stage at Lackawanna Trail. Perhaps most impressive of all is the fact that most of these seniors have survived a Mr. Beckish math class. For those of you who don't know, that is a huge accomplishment around here. Many tears have been shed in that classroom. But something that is even more impressive than that is the fact that every single one of my classmates has an amazing heart. They are kind, encouraging, and dedicated in every aspect of their lives. This class inspired me every single day that I was able to walk the halls with them, and even more when I saw the strength they had when so much was taken from them. It breaks my heart that this extraordinary group did not get to experience the senior year that they worked so hard for. Class of 2020, I am so sorry that you missed out on so much. I wish there was some way that I could make it all happen for you. But with the time we were given, we laughed together, we cried together, we failed together, and we prevailed together. We each have so many memories from Lackawanna Trail that will last a lifetime. We had an incredible journey, but as Tony Stark once said, part of the journey is the end. It saddens me, yet makes me feel so incredibly proud that we made it to this part of the journey. When Dr. Murphy called me to tell me about the speech that I'd have to give, he referred to it as the farewell speech. So farewell, class of 2020. Thank you for changing my life. I am so excited to see all the success that you guys will have in your futures, and I'll be looking forward to hearing all your stories at our 10-year reunion. Congratulations. Enjoy your next journey, but remember that lion pride lasts forever. Now, I didn't know if we'd ever be able to have this moment in our life, but it is finally time for our cap toss. The cap toss symbolizes the end of a chapter for a graduate. So, in honor of this chapter closing and a new one beginning, will all the graduates remove their caps, remove the tassels from your caps, and on the count of 3, toss your cap into the air. 1, 2, 3.
You guys ready? You ready? Yes?
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Monica. And congratulations again to the class of 2020. It has been an honor and a privilege to watch you learn and grow, and we wish you much success and happiness in the future. We'll conclude tonight's ceremony with a formal recessional. Audience, if you would please remain seated until the graduates have exited the field. Again, thanks everyone. Have an excellent summer. Thank you for supporting our graduates, and have a great night. Congrats, Josh. Congrats, Nico.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
Come back and visit us, Josh. Thank you, Mrs. Brown.
There's no diplomas, no cups and gold. Do you want me to pick up some class?
No, we'll have the movies here. Thank you. Thanks for being around. Take it easy, stay safe, all right? Yes, thank you for coming.
Just the grocery shopping, buried. Pharmacy. Yeah, I haven't really done the crack.
So you parked over this way?
Yeah, that gate is locked. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's what I think.
In fact, I can walk down that way.
Do you have a key to that?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to have one of the actors walk behind us. Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm going into the math room, so.
You going in?
Oh, you're going inside?
Yeah, I have my stuff in the math room, my cards out. I'm just gonna like hide out in there until it disperses and moves through. So any of these gates. Well, again, I don't want to have to bump them. But are you expecting something in particular, Mark? Or?
No. Let's just all walk that way.
Okay.
And we'll go for our one.
Okay.
You want your white gloves?
Come back, they're going to the fire. I had a garbage can. I kept throwing the wipes underneath my chair, and so I watched Mark show them away. Oh.
Thank you, Carl. Oh, thank you. I'm going to be taking off quickly here, but I'll have my cell phone on me if you need anything, all right? Yeah. We really appreciate it. I checked before us, like 20 or 10 minutes after we posted it, there were 100 people on, so.
Yeah, we were about 260.
260?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Thank you so much.
I got it.
How about this one? Take your capsules off the top?
Yes, they did. They had to take them off the first.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, you want me to make this? Is that this?
right here on a chair. Here you go.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, if you guys are thirsty, there's water right there.
There's lots of full water, so somebody told me.
Okay.
All right, well, let's go inside and get some equipment.
Yeah, get some
Nothing
stuff.
we can do about this right now. They popping balloons for a job?
Yeah, you know what we should get? We should get some utility knives to cut the ribbons on the balloons. We should get some trash bags, some all kinds of good business. One of the carts has a bunch of utility knives on it, but you gotta find the cart.